Hey, just a very quick update on some of the inflation numbers coming up from the Eurozone. So we've got the German inflation coming off a little bit, but if we take a look at France and Italy, it kind of picked up. Overall, in terms of the Eurozone inflation, actually remained flat. This is at 5.3%, and the unemployment rate remains at 6.4%. So the data has been pretty much flat. The core inflation, though, has dropped down a little bit, 5.5% to 5.3%. I think from the inflation numbers coming up from the Eurozone, what we picked up is that there's a drop in energy prices in the Eurozone, so that kind of helped ease off the inflation. But with that coming off, the if you take a look at the Eurozone inflation, is actually remaining flat at 5.3%. So I don't think that's a lot of progress going into what it is. But yeah, a few things as well. In terms of intraday outlook on the Euro USD, there's one support level we want to point out. If we take a look at the low from yesterday, it's pretty much at about 1.0855. So bring out the pivots. It's very close to yesterday's pivots level at 1.0850. So this is actually going to be the range that we want to anticipate for a little bit of a support zone for the Euro USD today. That's pretty much between 1.0855 to 1.0850. If we do break below 1.0850, then we anticipate a little bit of a drop lower, potentially towards that 1.0825, 1.08 level. But for now, judging by the hourly time frame, I think we might actually be able to find a little bit of support coming in at 1.0850 for the euro dollar, and we still have the US PCE numbers tonight as well in just a couple of hours. But yeah, that's definitely going to be a market moving event before the NFP tomorrow, and we have the ISM manufacturing PMI as well from the US. So I think there's a lot of compacted information coming out in this week. The next thing that I want to talk about is actually the pound USD. So if we take a look at the pound USD here, there are several key levels that I've actually highlighted, and if we take a look at the pound USD in terms of the performance on the daily time frame, there is a key support zone pretty much at 1.25 to about 1.2550, and in terms of resistance, we're looking at 1.28 to 1.2850 for now. As long as it's trading inside that yellow range here between 1.2550 and 1.28, we're looking at a little bit more of a range bound market condition with 1.27 as the contested level between buyers and sellers. And if we take a look at this one on the hourly time frame, you can see very clearly here where the rejection happened pretty much yesterday. So it kind of rallied up yesterday, but it does correct itself. And in terms of how far or how deep the correction is, we can actually measure that correction. Right now it's coming off, it's being held off at 50%. We're anticipating a little bit of a drop lower, potentially towards 61.8%, but not really exceeding anything beyond that 78.6%, which is very close to the support one on the daily time frame, also at 1.2650. So in terms of how far the pound USD is likely going to go, we're likely going to limit ourselves at about 1.2650. The overall tone for this one here, we're just waiting for a little bit of a shift in momentum. We're waiting for the stochastics to turn around, the RSI to turn around. If that happens and price is bouncing off the 61.8%, that would be the ideal scenario. Once it moved back above 1.27, I think today would be the day it actually would potentially move higher, likely progressing beyond that 1.2750 towards that 1.28 that we talk about on the daily time frame. So these two are going to be the two currencies that we really want to focus on going into the US sessions tonight on the 31st of August 2023, just right around before the PCE numbers. Obviously, the PCE numbers is going to have that impact into the market, but anticipating the PCE number right now, it's really more of a trigger moment rather than it having a significant impact into what the FOMC is going to be doing this month. I think that will really come off from the inflation numbers coming out on the 13th of September 2023. All right, so with that, this is just a quick update. Good luck with your trades, and I'll see you soon.